Good evening and welcome to News Channel 8. I'm Jerome Aegean, and here's some of the stories we have for you tonight. A missing child on St. Croix. Tourism kicks off a new ad campaign, and your Caribbean report. These stories and more are coming up next on News Channel 8. In our top story tonight, the Virgin Islands Police Department needs your help in finding the whereabouts of a 13-year-old Hubert W. Lee. He's been missing since June 7th. Let's go to Virgin Islands Police Department spokesperson Melody Rames for details.
Youth Investigation Bureau detectives on St. Croix are searching for a 13-year-old Hubert W. Lee, who was last seen at his home on June 7th. Police are asking anyone who knows the whereabouts of Lee to call police. Hubert W. Lee is a student at the Charles H. Emanuel Elementary School and lives in Estate Calhoun. Police said this is not the first time Lee has run away from home. However, he was last seen at his residence on June 7th, and his family is anxious to know where he is. Lee is 4 foot 9 inches tall and weighs about 90 pounds. He has a dark brown complexion and a low haircut. If you have any information on Lee, please call Police Emergency 911 or 712-6046. That's 712-6046, and speak to Detective Myers of the Youth Investigation Bureau.
Thank you, Melody. And in other news, the quiet island of St. John has seen a rise in crime lately. News Channel 8's Wes Small has that story and more stories from your Crime Blotter News as well.
Thanks, Jerome. Just want to get you caught up on some tidbits on the Crime Blotter. It was over the weekend here at 7 o'clock on a Friday night in the area of Island Medical Center, where a 60-year-old man, we believe carrying his computer because he had a computer bag, and he was trying to get in his vehicle. Apparently he was approached from behind by a tall man, and they demanded that bag and also some cash. And they did take that computer bag from him and then fled on foot. This suspect is 6'3", approximately 120 pounds with a slim build, and he had a clean shaven head. So if you know anything about this case, that you should come forward on that by calling 911 or 778-2211 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. I do have to remind you that if you have a computer bag or a laptop, you could be a target as you move about, going about your business. Let's take it to St. John, where, believe it or not, the quiet, sleepy island of St. John has really been in the press lately with violence and crime. You might remember it was a few weeks ago they had problems on the dance floor, which led to an assault. Someone was dancing with someone's girlfriend. Remember that? Then we had an irate guy taken into custody as he kicked police officers, kicked a police car, kicked the jail cell. Might remember that situation. And now this, where yesterday morning, in the heart of rush hour at 8 o'clock, a man was shot at and pistol whipped and robbed in St. John. Well, let's go to Melody Rames, DIPD spokesperson.
Police were advised of a robbery first degree that happened just before 8 a.m. Monday, June 15th, in the area of the Islandia building on St. John. A male victim was robbed of cash, shot, and assaulted. The victim told police that he was approached by an unknown male who pointed a gun at him and demanded money. According to the victim, the suspect shot in his direction twice and struck him with the gun he was holding, causing injuries. The suspect took a bag containing several $100s from the victim and fled the scene. The suspect is described as being a black male, about 5'7", wearing a gray shirt and dark pants. His face was covered with a shirt. The victim was treated at the Myra Keaton Community Health Center and later released. St. John Deputy Chief Darren Foy is asking anyone who has information on this robbery to call the Criminal Investigation Bureau at 693-8880, extension 5215, and speak to Detective Cassandra Vincent. Concerned citizens can also call Crime Stoppers USVI at 1-800-222-TIPS.
And finally, this story, a follow-up on yesterday, 44-year-old Jacqueline Longo. We believe is a visiting registered nurse at Juan Louis Hospital. She is from Connecticut, and she has been working at Juan Louis Hospital for 6 months. She is now being held on $75,000 bail. You might remember that I reported yesterday Ms. Longo used her secure access into restricted areas of Juan Louis to take morphine and other drugs. According to detectives, the IPD were alerted to the drug disappearance by hospital officials, and they started an investigation. Ms. Longo was arrested at her Estate Pearl home. And again, she is from Connecticut. And I just talked to a pharmacist off camera, and she gave me some information about morphine. And I just want to tell you that the lists are long. Morphine is a very powerful painkiller. And if you should come across some of this morphine without a prescription, I have to tell you that that is very dangerous. Also can tell you that visiting nurses in and out of the territory are looked at constantly when it comes to stealing drugs. Unfortunately, it is what it is. They're not in our territory long, and perhaps their records have been falsified. Of course, we don't want to say that most visiting nurses or all visiting nurses are stealing drugs from the hospital, but we can tell you that this is an ongoing problem. And Juan Louis officials and the VIPD, they are looking at this situation very closely. So if you come across any unprescripted morphine or anything powerful like that, please bring it forward to the authorities. That is a look at your crime blotter. I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
Thanks, Wes. And the Department of Tourism has unveiled their new ad campaign. Let's take a look at a sample of some of those commercials that's going to be running around the globe.
Leave ordinary behind, and there's no telling what you might find. Let go of worry and embrace mystery. Lose the label and find the moment. Discover the dreams that lie within you in the U.S. Virgin Islands. You unscripted. Lose track of the everyday and pursue your own paradise. Put ordinary behind you and see fantasy all around. Lose the boundaries and let time move at your pace. Whatever your dream is, you'll find it here in the U.S. Virgin Islands. You unscripted. Let go of ordinary and see what extraordinary feels like. Be who you are and who you could be. Your days don't define you. Your dreams do. Unlock the secrets that lie within you in the U.S. Virgin Islands. You unscripted.
Thanks to the Department of Tourism, Beverly Nicholson Doty, and all the rest that worked on those really great commercials. Let's hope that works to bring more advertising and more tourism here to our Virgin Islands. And stay with us on News Channel 8. Your Caribbean Report is up next.